let us say hello to the people watching the VODs on the YouTube channel. Hi.
Hey. Hi.
Hello.
Evening.
How is
There has
everybody
been
doing?
nothing weird stated by this person that is currently speaking. Nothing weird has been stated so far.
Listen,
There
I
is
am
no
going to
evidence.
put it. I'm going to put it in the VOD, buddy.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but he said something about feet, and that's all we're gonna say. Also, I have to clean my pants because I dripped ice cream on them.
Okay, dude.
You made me spill my ice cream.
That's what they all say.
There we go.
That's what they all say.
It's ice cream.
It's I'll
What kind of
accept it.
ice cream?
It's my fault. I was just sitting with them and there was ice cream and that's all you need to know. 2 people,
Oh.
1 ice cream.
2 people, 1 ice cream. Okay.
Alrighty, how about let's see, somebody roll me a d4, please.
Whose turn is it now?
Whose turn is it going to be?
Usually I just do it, but I guess someone else can do it. It doesn't really make that much of a difference.
I mean, somebody's gonna talk no matter who does it.
Yeah.
Some wrong buttons. Here, that's what I wanted.
If it was still not here.
Dun dun dun.
All right, I want to give everyone like 3 seconds, and then I'm just gonna
This is like
1,
slash roll.
2.
Slash roll
Three.
one
You
d4,
can just
yeah.
press the.
Oh, okay,
D4
you got it.
Never mind.
rifle.
There's no
Well-
time. I gotta have a dramatic scene with my dog.
Right? Tell us.
All right, so yeah, I mean, hey, look at that. Lucky you, Rexmoa, because you get to tell us what happened last time.
Oh, gladly. Okay, so last session we started in the middle of the night, a bump at the door at Rexmoa and Taurin's door, and who else appears but the hunky elven paramour
Oh yeah.
of our favorite snow leopard.
Ooh, ooh.
It's Uncle
Sorry.
Wunkler.
Drawing a blank. His name sounds like Galarian.
Correct.
Yeah. Torn through a chair at him.
Yep.
And it like almost hit him. Then it almost hit like the 2 people beside him, and we got into like a little scuffle. And then we talked, and then Galarian was like, "We got to get out right now." And then like 15 minutes pass in real time, and then we leave. After we gather all our things, I bring my 2 dogs, and then we go to the, a bridge over troubled waters. And who else would be there other than Perrin and I always want to call her Sylvanas, but that's from Warcraft.
That is
Sylvana?
Sylvana.
Savannah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Sylvana. And
And Galarian was just Galarian at him.
yeah, and Galarian says, uh-oh, we got caught in their machinations, and he gets hit upside the head, and they gag him, and they put a knife to his throat, and Sylvana's like, "You're coming with me, and also you all are gonna die. So here you go." And then she just like drops a mysterious object into the water, and then we start fighting. They kill Archibald. It was very sad.
Yeah, it was Rupert. It was Rupert. It was
Yeah,
Rupert.
it was
They
Rupert.
killed
How
Rupert.
dare
It was
you.
very sad. And we managed to repel their initial attack, and we got them on the ropes. We used our cool storm magic, and then the what's it called? Chekhov's the Hellboy 2 seed sprouts up, and we have to fight does this thing have an official name since you homebrewed it?
What's
the best theory?
It is an elemental, to be fair.
Yeah.
Also, don't reveal my
Elemental.
inspiration. God
Yeah.
damn it.
I was completely mentioning that movie in a separate instance. It's not unrelated. Anyways, Plant Monster shows up, and Savannah is like, "Hey, I'm gonna stand here, and you can try to kill me, or you can try to kill that thing." Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, and everyone looks inside of themselves and it's like, what more do we want? Do we want revenge, or do we want to save the people of Two Rivers?
Yep.
2 Rivers. Yeah, and we look within ourselves, and we find the fortitude to not carry out revenge upon Sylvana quite yet, and we slay the plant creature. We set it on fire. It was great. Luckily, they didn't really get that much time to like get into their additional phases. I believe we took a lot of damage, like Galarian and Ambrose and
I
Kipper.
have
Like, I was
always
almost it in one
taken
attack.
so much damage.
Oh yeah.
But we took care of it. Sylvana made good on her promise and promptly left as soon as things started looking bad for her. But we managed to capture a single elf, and Galarian is alive and in our company. So I suppose we'll see what happens next.
Correct. Exactly. So, as the battle finally ends, and you guys have pretty much cut this elemental's trunk? Question mark? I don't know what the correct word it would be. But it has fallen into the river. Obviously, it has broken and fallen. It's not moving anymore. You guys can see that the tentacles that were bursting out of the ground all around town, they just go limp and just straight up just fall. Even the ones that were following you. The town is now filled with silence as snow keeps falling down. And you can hear now the people yelling around, trying to find their other familiars or friends, perhaps helping around in the town. If you guys remember, the tentacles that you guys were facing were only a few of the lot of them that were growing around the town. There was a lot of wreckage. It was quite harsh for the people, but in the end, everything dies down. The elemental has fallen, and all of you are safe after a very hard battle. And by the way, your dog still keeps a prisoner. He hasn't pinned down as per your instructions before. It is an elf that has a very fancy looking robes. Clearly not a martial fighter per se, but more of a caster kind of deal.
Yeah, only took like 3 magic missiles to the chest from every single one of those guys.
Hey,
Yeah. I just remembered I hate this guy.
I
I
like
just
to
remembered we should cut off his head.
I like to design my encounters to be freaking interesting. So, yes, you did. And yeah, at this point, as I said, the elemental has been cut down. It kind of broke off. You know how you like cut half of a tree and it just falls backwards? It's kind of like splits. That's kind of what happened here. The water has helped, take the fire off of it, but the creature is completely dead. You see like a large stump, I guess, coming out of the water, and the rest of the creatures just split dead down the river. Pretty much making the route towards the mountains, because this would be the river going north towards the mountains, inaccessible from this specific river, that is. Because, well, there is a gigantic creature pretty much covering the whole thing. Other than that, the green glow, pulsating glow that you guys saw has completely stopped. And everybody can take a breath now, relieve that everything has been done. So what are you guys doing? As, again, silence sets and you can now just hear the people rush in trying to help out others.
I will stick with what I talked about after session last week, and I will kind of like glance around, confirm that all of us are okay and not literally unconscious or anything, even if some of us are a bit more injured than others. And once I confirm that, I will kind of glance around, try and find where most of the destruction is, and I will start like looking around at some of the some of the buildings that have suffered the most from this, and try and see if anyone needs help from like rubble or anything.
I want you to give me an investigation check for that. While he's doing that, what else are you guys doing?
9.
Okay.
I'll talk to Rupert.
Rupert
Well, I
is
guess I
still
can't talk
holding
to
the guy.
Rupert.
Well, he's still holding the guy. He has him pinned down.
I'll walk over and I guess like talk to him and assess the situation.
Wait.
Yeah, so what are you gonna say? What are you doing? It's
So you
also
hit me with a magic missile.
Archibald. It's also Archibald, the one alive.
Archibald. Damn it. So you hit me with a magic missile. That kind of hurt.
The man is looking down at you as Archibald just kind of retreats a little bit. He's still like growling at him and just, ready to pounce if things go bad. But you can see that like the man is already like given up. He is a little bit unapologetic for what he has done. He's just kind of accepted his fate at this point.
Just saying, they attempted mass murder. Just saying.
The question is, did they all know that was going to happen, or did only Sylvana know?
Kipper,
Like,
give me
did Sylvana.
an insight
sorry.
check for that one. No, hey, that's cool. Give me an insight
Okay.
check. While this is happening as well, you would see Galarian move over to the other side of the bridge and try and help you, Taurin, up, because you were on one of the boats below the bridge.
Thanks, because I was gonna say I was gonna come up and go, "What's up? How you doing?" So we're good.
Yeah, so he would
Okay,
just help
so
you up. on
insight
that bridge.
normal.
Alrighty, so Ambrose, as you are looking around, you are able to help with moving some debris for people. You're not able to find people, but you can see that others are already looking and helping out. So you decide to use your strength to your advantage and start helping, removing some pieces of whatever parts of their houses may have fallen, and, lifting things and helping move things out of the way so others can search. Kipper, with your knowledge of what Sylvana has done and how this man is behaving, you can tell they were all into that. Like, they definitely planned this.
Okay. Well then.
Can Taurin
Mm-hmm.
walk up to the dude
Yeah, go
and
ahead.
you know what she's gonna do? She's gonna give him one, nice little pow across the face because try to kill her man. Why not?
That is good. Hey, so yeah. As you get up, he just kind of Galarian just kind of like looks around and sees if you are injured at some point, and he's like kind of sighing in relief that you're not, and then you just kind of storm off to go and just hit the guy. And yeah, I mean, he's not really defending himself; he just gets hit.
Yeah. And that's for trying to kill everybody. And that's all she was saying.
Yeah, as you can see, the man is like, he's on the ground. He's kind of obviously covering himself to not get like too injured, but he is not really, like I said, he's not really begging or apologizing for what he's done.
He's not tied up yet, I'm assuming.
No. He was pinned down by Archibald, but he's been let go. Archibald's just kind of there, like waiting in case he tries something. Other than that, no, he's not.
Oh,
tied
okay.
down.
So he's just standing.
He's on the
there?
ground. He's on the ground.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the dog had him all the way down. Like the dog was just holding him.
I guess Kipper's gonna just start tying him up because
Okay.
there's no need for.
Okay. Yeah.
And
How much of your rope are
Kipper's-
you using to tie him down?
It probably wouldn't be
how
that
are you,
much.
Or how are you tying him down? That would be a better question.
I'm going to tie.
Hog time.
What?
Hog time.
I don't necessarily know how. Oh, you know what? I mean,
Hey, if it works.
that would kind of be, I mean, degrading. But for someone who
Exactly.
tried to-
That's
yeah.
the point.
just, you're a little too into this. Okay.
Oh,
It's like
my
finally
lord.
somebody else.
Okay. Well, I guess I'm going to hog tie him. I
Okay.
guess.
Hear me out.
And
Oh my lord, dishonor.
don't make me do that to you and throw you in the river.
Well,
Actually,
what did you put in
I
your
take that
coffee
back.
today, Dishonor?
Actually, thank you very much. I am drinking a Fresca right now.
Mhm.
Oh no, the
That's
dead.
why.
You know, funny enough,
The
I normally
deep.
drink a Fresco, but I'm all out.
Oh, that was fun.
Okay.
I hope people
So,
understand that
I'm just going
reference.
to,
Mm.
like,
Yeah,
as I'm
I
tying this
understand.
man up, I'm just gonna openly say, I can assume from your lack of a reaction to seeing the stone thrown in the river that you knew this was going to happen as well.
Yeah, you
So
say this
by all
as...
facts,
Oh, yeah,
sorry.
no, go ahead. Sorry.
So, by all facts, you are complicit in the potential demise of everyone in this town. And you're fine with that?
You're saying this as you're tying him?
Yeah.
All right. You can hear he is a little bit silent. But then he says, everything for our people. And actually, give me 1 second. I have to answer a phone call.
Okay.
Oh, wow. I just imagined this guy, like, pulled a phone out of his pocket. And he's like, 1 second.
He's like, hold up,
I'm like,
my
okay.
employer just called me. Oh yeah, hi Sylvana.
Sylvana,
Oh,
Oh
hi.
yeah, I'm doing great right now. I'm a
hand
prisoner
me
of
the
war,
phone.
actually.
Well, since ZJ's having a call, I guess
We can do whatever we want.
Kipper, yeah, Kipper would look over at Rexmoa, who's right next to him, and just, I guess, kind of try to assess how he's looking, because he just lost his dog that he got, like,
Mhm.
yesterday.
Still getting the twins mixed up too.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Well, to be fair,
even
it's been a week. Archibald. I don't know
Endgame has
why
been one
Rupert's the
day.
one that always pops into my head. Probably because I'm still mourning their loss. Clearly.
These elves will rue the day they lost cause Rupert stuff.
And hello,
Right.
Winter. I don't think we're gonna get anything from this fellow. Not a big surprise. I'd imagine that Sylvanas and Perrin's close guard is rather well trained. And Rexmoa does look disappointed, though, that this elf is very not prone to talking, but he's very exhausted from the previous encounters, so he'll just let the local authorities take care of it. We should save our efforts for the real threat. Sylvana. She got away, as did Perrin. But at least we saved the town from whatever potential damage this thing could have done. If it is what I think it is, I've seen what they're capable of. Destroying whole cities, let alone a small little fishing town.
Ooh, it kept on growing, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I once made an expedition deep inside a jungle, and I didn't even realize it, nor did my crew, but it was all taken over by, we suspect, some variation of this. Just thorny growths all over the place. I mean, monasteries, bakeries, schools, it's completely taken over.
Whoa.
it's definitely for the better that we took care of the problem before it could grow. Although I feel bad for this creature. Not even a day on Earth, and its life has already come to an end.
I've only heard of these things. I've never seen one in person before.
Well, the one that I've seen was quite dormant at the time. Honestly, it was something I thought existed more in theory than in practice.
The fact that this thing wasn't maligned or anything, it just was forced to be birthed in the wrong place.
Right?
If Sylvana hadn't gone through that portal sooner, I think I might have done something stupid.
We don't know what she has up her sleeve, so we gotta be careful. No?
Perhaps we should have a word with Galarian. I'm not sure where he would want to go after this, but I do believe that Port Strail still might be our best bet.
Yeah.
Have any of you,
I think Port Strail is a good idea.
have any of you seen where Ambrose and she went off to?
Yeah, where are those two?
I think they're to the left, the other side of the bridge.
Dishonor, did your roll ever get checked?
Hello. Yes, it did get checked. Sorry about that. I got a customer
Okay.
calling. Hello. Okay.
It's all good.
We just had some in-character dialogue about what just happened is all.
That's pretty cool. But yeah, as I said, Kipper, the man just says that after while he's being tied, and like I said, he's not even putting any resistance or anything.
Yeah, we're just gonna leave him for the authorities.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, before that, I guess Kipper will just be like, well, I'll just leave you with a little gift. I guess whether you see Sylvana or not, that isn't any of my concern, because I'll be seeing her soon enough, regardless. And let's see, where's that?
Oh.
Blindness, deafness.
Oh.
Okay. I will say
Kipper's a little pissed.
this lasts for a minute. Do you want to
Okay.
still cast it?
Hold on.
To this guy.
Yeah. This is not permanent. This lasts for a minute.
No, I know it's not permanent, but
It's the message.
It's the message. Okay. Hey, you know what? Hey,
Yeah.
you go ahead. Yeah, you cast that. The man is blind. I'm not even gonna roll for him because he's not even putting any sort of resistance or anything.
You're the mage, right?
Yes, he
Can-
does look like a mage.
Can we confiscate his weapons and like any gill and or say gill?
Loot,
Sorry.
loot.
Oh,
Thanks,
man.
buddy.
We have to loot.
You might have.
Very
It's
we
good.
alright, I
have to
said it
loot.
earlier.
Did you?
Didn't we? How many elves were there on this bridge, and can we loot all of them?
Yes. Let's see. You know what? Let's do like a collaborative roll. Everybody give me an investigation check, and
Okay.
adding your totals, I'll give you some loot. How about that?
Okay.
I am not
Investigation.
Spanish, I'm not-
Mine's loading.
Oh my god.
That's fine. Hey,
I'm just not real-
it's a
I'm not really
collaborative
feeling it.
thing. It's a collaborative thing.
Mhm.
It's a
Investigation.
collaborative
Oh.
thing. Okay.
Oh.
All right. Okay.
This one I'm hitting the
It's
right eye.
collaboratively bad so far.
Oh,
Oh.
Lord, okay. All right. Okay.
There's
Hey.
a one.
Hey, you
Minimum
know
wage
what?
laws don't exist.
You
in,
like did a nat
Galvathere.
one.
Dishonor. It's all on you. Or wait, did you go?
Dishonor
I
is-
No, don't say
not
that. That's
here.
gonna.
I would
Roll
allow,
an
I would allow you to
investigation
go.
check.
I would allow you to go
Okay.
Dishonor, so you can loot
Okay.
something around there as well. So everybody gets something.
Hold on. I
Okay.
think Archibald
Oh,
should get
okay.
the roll.
Okay.
All right.
Archibald can get through. Okay, you know what? I'll allow it. It's a dog. You can make
What's
him
what's
look-
investigation based off of? Is it wisdom or intelligence?
I'm pretty sure it's intelligence.
Okay, they have an intelligence of 3,
Let's
so
go.
it's a -4.
Hear me
Let's
out.
go.
Hear me
What's
out.
Okay.
He's good at sniffing and finding things.
That is true.
So,
That is true.
Advantage.
All right, you know what? Fair enough. I will allow it just because the intelligence is so bad. I will allow you to roll with advantage.
Okay. How do I just do that?
I think you
as
just click on the
a-
intelligence thing. Pretty sure.
You know, it should give you that.
how do I roll
Yeah.
independent of my intelligence though?
Oh, okay. No. Do
'Cause
slash.
that'd be like- do I just roll two d20s and we just take the?
Actually, I can do it right now. Actually, I can because I
Oh,
have the sheet for intelligence.
Because unfortunately, you know, Archibald,
Alright.
their intelligence is a 3.
Wait,
They're-
that is
they're
without
smart.
advantage. Did you guys see that? Did you guys see that the roll?
No, I don't see any besides ours.
Oh no! Wait, there it is.
Oh.
Sorry about that. Sorry about that. All right, let me roll again.
Rolling on a different sheet there.
Okay. Oh,
Oh.
wait. This is normal. This is normal roll. I need a normal. I need another one. Okay.
What?
Wait,
even a number?
Hey,
Are you
that's fine.
okay? This is real. It's okay.
This is real. This is real. Okay. I
Oh,
will
well.
say, however, with all of you guys' efforts, and because the Sono kind of saved you guys over there, between all the elves that you fought, which were around 5 or 6, between all of them, you would find 200 gold pieces,
Oh.
130 silver pieces.
200 gold babes. There we go.
That is between all of them. So you're gonna have to split that however you see fit.
200
How many silver?
G and
200 gold, 130 silver.
Are you doing the math over there a bit?
I'm trying.
I
Okay.
have the stuff written down in the chat.
And
thank you.
as for you guys looking for any other specific items, or you're kind of just interested in the valuables? Because you would find like their old weapons and stuff, but I don't know if that's what you're looking for.
I would
Open
also be
craftsmanship.
searching, I guess, like for information, like if they like received any orders, like maybe especially the 2 people who attacked Galarian.
As for
Since they seem
what
to-
Chi just said, is Galarian okay with his former comrades being looted? You can see that after noticing that everything is all right, he has moved over, looking at the corpse of the creature, and he's got like a little bit of a gloomy expression on his face. He's not really paying too much attention at what you guys are doing behind him.
So gloomy.
We got praise.
Listen, they killed the dog. We get their stuff.
Galarian will remember
Oh boy. But yeah, he is, as I said, he's just kind of staring at the corpse of the creature, not really doing much. He has, as I said, he's just kind of looking a little bit gloomy of what just happened.
Appreciate the PG-3 reference there. Well, Taurin will kind of take notice of that, and she'll kind of like nonchalantly kind of like scoot a little bit closer, try to see. Is everything okay?
You can hear him sigh, and he goes, "Well, not quite. It's kind of a shock being pretty much backstabbed by your own people. I am glad I wasn't actually stabbed."
Not for lack of trying, though.
He looks at Kipper and goes, "Thank you."
I saw the blade going relatively close to your throat, and I felt I should at least cast something so it wouldn't kill you, and it would take a little bit of Sylvana's intimidation away. I don't know.
I appreciate it. And he turns again to look at the corpse of the creature, and he said, "This shouldn't have happened at all. If anything, these creatures are not. It's awful that we have to use them like these.
What exactly was this thing? You seem to recognize it.
Well, it's an elemental, to put it lightly. A magically imbued one. It's, well, much more powerful than whatever other smaller one you may find, ents, sprites, all of those. I suppose this one was altered in some way. The rapid growth was not something I was expecting. At least not at that size. He turns to face the group and just says, "Look, I really wish this didn't go that way. The elves, the council, we have to do things that I am not proud about. And this is one of them." He points at the elemental. That while everybody else have their own defenses, well, this is ours. Replaces siege engines, large contraptions, and, well, it's a part of nature. So, even if it dies, it can birth new life behind his corpse. But it's cruel, it's immoral. It's a living being, for God's sake. But unfortunately, it's out of my control, really. Even if I would ask the rest of the council to not use such things, well, I'm unfortunately outnumbered in votes.
I don't know why I expected more from Perrin, but the fact that he's willing to scry through an unwilling mind kind of made me see him in a different light.
Everybody has their own demons, People do stuff that is questionable for survival, and, well, we, the elves, are no better. But I wish we could have just changed all of that. I was trying my best, really, ever since I got my spot at the council. But it's difficult, especially with all this talk of war and all of that. It's hard. You can't really be a good guy.
I think sometimes things are made out to be more difficult, especially when it comes to the nobility. Regardless of if you're in Gal Rinthir or if you're in Mestbel, there's a certain level of keeping the ones in your city safe, and there's a certain level of bureaucracy where you have to let certain things slide. But I believe in just cutting straight through the issue, caring for the people around you. Politics has really no sway over me, so I guess I understand what you're saying, but I don't know if I fully agree.
He nods and he turns back again to look at the creature, and he says, "Now, I don't even know if I'll be able to come back. I mean, well, the council's definitely not going to be happy with me. And sure, while I am still the lord of one of the towns, the council rules over all of this. So, there is no guarantee for me to not get arrested, or worse, as soon as I set foot in my own city.
Is there anyone that you can use sending towards? Maybe, like,
Any trusted
anyone
ally?
still in the city? Maybe someone that can take your place, but would be unsuspected by Sylvana or Perrin. And maybe don't say it out loud, because we are still being scried, but if you need to use sending for that, or just write it on a piece of paper.
I mean, technically speaking, I'm not near you guys right now, so.
I don't know how his scrying works.
He looks a little thoughtful about all the things that you're saying. And he goes, yes, there's always people that support me and all of that, but, well, this would just cause a rebellion within everybody. I'll have to think about it.
Because you're trying to keep the peace. And with our first visit, that was very apparent, you know? So I can understand why you want to keep that close to you.
I have a feeling the way that Sylvana and Perrin are going, they intend for a clash with the Dwarven clan. If the entirety of the Elven kingdom can't avoid that clash, being a separate state, even if momentarily, might not be a bad idea. There's no need for your city specifically to come under fire for something that is being instigated by the northern two cities.
I understand, but unfortunately, as I said, the council rules over everything else. I'll try.
Including within your own city?
Unfortunately, council's words are definitive. Even I can do changes in my own city, but I have to get the approval of the council first.
So not many friends, it sounds like.
I can probably gather a few, but for now, I think it's better to lay low for a moment.
Which is a good idea.
You can
Yeah.
always puppet control with sending at least, while you're doing, your vigilante escapades with us. Not to make light of the situation, but you still need to find a way to cope.
I don't know if making puppets out of my own people is it's a good idea, but I appreciate the thought.
I don't mean like actually puppets. Of course, you'd be asking them to do things, and then they would choose whether they want to or not. Considering how devout people are to you, and just how good of a noble you are, you're like the only one so far that I do not mind. I reckon that you have a lot of supporters. So don't put yourself down just yet.
We'll think about that. For now, I think it's best to think about the now. Perhaps helping the village of people here. Having
Too late, already am.
Splendid idea.
Having a calm, relaxing night after all that just transpired. And saying this, he looks at Taurin, just kind of holds her hand.
Kipper's just thinking to himself, man, he's not a good tactician. But also that might be one of the reasons why I can, actually, talk to him and not feel like eels are under my skin.
Well, to be fair,
I mean-
what the son is saying is completely correct. Having an uprising would not be good for the elven army. So, it could lead to even worse consequences. But hey, you know what? Whatever happens, happens. I have situations planned, my friends.
In fact, it's exactly what
Okay.
America did in the one Mexican war that occurred.
Oh boy.
I mean,
The
staying close
U.S.
is a good
needs
idea.
to calm down.
Yeah, let's not get into that.
Oh, damn it, I'm so
Anyways.
sorry that slipped out.
Well, to be fair, what I'm talking about was like a long war ago, not current
800
politics.
years ago. Wait, why did
But yeah,
you say 800
I mean,
years ago? I'm not that bad at
also,
history.
let's not forget this is exactly what the Cult of Fire wants, is they just want
Yeah.
destruction and chaos. So, I mean, it's all right. We don't have to figure out the whole geopolitical situation tonight. Let's just focus on what we can do.
Yeah. Helping
I
the
say,
elderly.
as a player. Yes, okay.
Not the character. Yeah, I was actually wondering.
You can imagine,
Mhm.
just put it in like the Villasaurus to Rexmoa translator, and you can imagine I said that. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
one of those
Rexmoa will be
directly in
more
my head.
proactive and like try to find like some guards or like authorities to take in this elf so that they don't get away, and maybe try to find, like, I don't know who manages this town, like a mayor or perhaps a very affluent like boat commissar. I don't know the
Okay.
the economic
Yeah.
situation of Two Rivers.
Yeah. All right, we'll get back to you on that one, Rexmo, in a moment. What is everybody else doing? I mean, Kipper and that will be Taurin, because Ambrose is still helping, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I'm probably not going to stop until I get exhausted.
Okay.
Which, to be fair, I mean, Ambrose is technically not doing the best right now. I mean, mechanically, he is not, like, dying anymore, but, I mean, we still did have a very dangerous fight that doesn't stop the mental exhaustion.
Okay. Good. What about you, Kipper and Taurin? What are you guys doing as people are already going and doing their own thing?
And we'll, of course, since she's holding hands with Galarian, she'll we'll pat his hand and say, no matter what, you will always have us. So let's go see who we can help out in the city, our village. And she'll point to whatever direction they're gonna head off to, toward, off the bridge.
Okay. What about you, Kipper?
Kipper's just gonna kind of look around, kind of a little, kind of like, oops. And then he's gonna look at Rexmoa and be like, maybe I shouldn't have cast blindness, deafness, just considering I probably could have asked him a few more questions. I mean, we could wait, but
honestly, I don't think we would have gotten too much out of him. I feel like they've been the subject of some intense mental training. I doubt Sylvana and Perrin would have people within their guard who are just simply going to fold at the first sign of danger. And to be honest, it's not totally undeserved on their part.
it really is a shame that someone as talented as this would work for a wretch as Sylvana.
Power attracts power, Kipper. Unfortunately, that is the way of the world. For now, at least.
That's just the way of politics.
Indeed. Is there any way I can move the Archibald token?
Oh, you don't have
on my own?
it set? Okay, I can set it to you, maybe. Let me do that real
cool.
quick.
It's mostly
does,
just for immersion purposes.
does anybody need healing by any chance?
You should be able to have your token now, Mr. Villa.
Yeah. I sure do, lad.
Hold on
All right.
one moment.
So, as Villa, you're going to try and find authorities. I mean, at this point, everybody's on high alert, so you would see guards everywhere. People would start like congratulating you guys as you're trying to like help out as well, because well, whoever was witnessing the fight saw that you were the ones who helped save this village from what could have been a very bad fate for them. And eventually you turn in this man to whatever prison they have in there, so I'm just going to remove the token. And Taurin, you and Galarian, yeah, you guys go around trying to help out, giving whatever assistance you guys can give, like for example helping people, doing some sort of like smaller medical procedures, like, you know, bandages and maybe some small healing, trying to calm down other people, helping out like Ambrose is doing. In fact, you probably crossed paths a couple of times with Ambrose, and they all like helped out the people. I will remind you, this happened very late at night, so it is still dark as you continue to do this. And within a couple of hours, when the dark sky is starting to get brighter, you can see the deep blue of the sky starting to turn into a lighter orange because of the morning approaching. Snow is still falling. The town is safe. And as you all gather around on the outside, because the villagers are obviously trying to celebrate with you, trying to, you know, boost your, not boost your morale, but, you know, giving you guys a proper, I guess, celebration. I don't know how else to put it.
Good enough.
Yeah, you guys can see from the outskirts of town the small flickers of magical lighting approaching a caravan moving towards town.
If it's the caravan, I think it is.
You probably don't think it is, but the group of people would slowly be approaching the town, and as you notice, they have very simple yet good-looking robes, elegantly crafted, very earthy tones, and simple designs. Taurin, this calls your attention actually, because you see the motives of your people, as there is a caravan of them entering town. As they get closer, you can see more of the feline people, snow leopards as well, and other sorts of big cats walking in, carrying things like baskets and staves, and they're all clearly moving towards you. You recognize the lights as you get closer, because there are fireflies that they use to amplify the lighting outside as they reach the town of Two Rivers. Let me put you guys in a prettier background now, just so you guys have an idea of kind of what we're looking at. You see the people are carrying multiple bags with things as they move inside, and they approach the center of town, and they look at the corpse of the elemental. And you can see some of them are starting to talk with people, sharing around the things that they have. Maybe they have some food, maybe they have some other provisions. They're all starting to set up camp in this town. What are you doing, Taurin, as you see this?
Just to make sure, at this
Mhm.
point, everything is like calmed down.
Yeah. This
and
would
we
be like a couple of
reconvene.
hours. Exactly. This will be like a couple of hours after the fight. As he said, it's already getting to morning. You have helped the people. Luckily for you guys, the disaster was not huge. It was pretty large, but nothing a lot of elbow grease cannot help with. Of course, there's still broken down houses and some other places have been destroyed. But
Question.
unfortunately, yes,
So Crimson Bulb, what do I use that for?
that is the healing
Healing.
potion one. Yes.
Dang nabbit. Okay, I was hoping that maybe I could. I shouldn't have cast Blindness Deafness because I was gonna cast Healing Aura, but I have 2 mana and I think I needed at least 3 to cast that.
Is it your cleric spell? Because if it's your cleric spell, you don't need any mana.
Is it my clerics?
Is it? I don't
No.
remember. No, that's prayer of healing. That's a cleric spell.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, yes.
Okay.
But yeah.
Unrelated. I'm so sorry.
No, it's all good. It's all good. Hey, it's all good. Yeah, Taurin, what are you doing as you notice this?
She would actually be standing there, kind of like a deer in headlights at first. She's kind of like in awe that she's even seeing like what she sees before her. I mean, she hasn't seen him for a very long time, you know?
You recognize some
course-
people from before, actually. Some of them don't really notice you because like you guys are kind of drowning in a sea of people. Like they're all congratulating you, trying to give you gifts and stuff like that. But you guys are able to like kind of look through this people and see what is going on.
She would just be like, can it really be? And she'd like try like look around and try to look it through the crowd and try to see if maybe she sees some familiar faces.
You want to try and like push through, kind of like exit the center of the crowd.
Yeah, she'd be kind of fixated and trying to find her way through.
With a little bit of yeah, with a little bit of effort, you managed to slip past most of the people, and Galarian would follow. By the way, as she sees you trying to like move away, and yeah, as you exit most of the people, you can see that it is. There's a lot of familiar faces as the druids of your old village are starting to set up their own smaller tents in areas where they can. And you even notice some druids on the bridge and around the area where the corpse of the elemental is, chanting some rituals that are slowly making the body of the elemental pulsate again with life.
Oh.
In a good way?
I mean, it is Taurin's people. You tell me.
I think it would be more like trying to help like maybe the shrubbery to like grow around because it's already gone. There's no bringing anything back to life.
They
Alright.
immediately
Would know that.
destroy the town.
I will say yes. I will give you this information. Yes, the elemental is dead. However, it is still plant matter. So
It would still okay. So it would have, but it would still have a soul. So I mean, it would, yeah, right?
yeah. So
hope so.
Taurin, as you start walking around, you see in this large ritual that is being casted, you actually see a couple of familiar faces. As a matter of fact, you see the faces of your parents that you haven't seen in a while, as they're all sitting down helping in this ritual right here.
Wow. Mom? Dad? she would kind of say a little shyly as she kind of gets a little closer.
As you mentioned this, the female would stop with the ritual, and she would look at you, and her eyes would go wide, and immediately stop with their chanting, and just lifts herself up as fast as she can, just hugs you, just leaps at you. And she goes, "Oh, Taurin, where have you been? I've missed you so much. What are you doing here?" You can tell like the tears are starting to flow.
I didn't think you're not mad or anything.
Matt,
I
no.
think it's nice.
No. You left for a good reason. And she just kind of stops the hug and just kind of holds both of your hands, and she says, "You left for a good reason. You're trying to find your sister. Why would I ever be mad about that? I'm glad you're alive, and it's so much has happened. We've had to move, and and she just turns around to look at her husband and goes, "Ulrich, come here. Your daughter is here." And he immediately stops as well, just kind of shocked at what he's hearing. He turns around and then again just gets on his feet and just goes at you, bear hugs immediately. Just kind of squeezes you down.
Hey, Dad, how you doing? And she like pats him.
Yeah. And he goes, "Well, we definitely could be better, but you're alive, and that makes it a lot more tolerable, all the things that we've had to live through. How are you doing? Where have you been? We were very worried. Are you all right? You're not hurt, right? We were trying to figure out what just happened here, and well, there's this large elemental here, and we're trying to help the city out. And you're right, all right. Were you staying here? Are you living around this village?" And then he looks at Galarian, that is kind of behind you as this whole thing happens. And she goes, is he one of your friends? Are you traveling with him? Is there something else going on here?
Well, I mean, this is
How
a
would they
very
pick up on that so quick?
Well, to be fair, he is behind her as this is all happening. Like, it's the only person right there.
Galarian has been
He's
just
like,
kind of
"Hey."
following around, so
But yeah, she would say, this is Galarian. This is a very, very good friend of mine.
friend. Sorry.
Yeah, he just kind of raises an eyebrow.
Very.
Ulrich raises an eyebrow, just stands up like firm, chest puffed and everything, and just offers a hand to Galarian, and he goes, "Nice to meet you." And Galarian gives him a polite bow and, shakes his hand as well, and he goes, "A pleasure to meet you too." And Ulrich would turn to Taurin and say, "So what are you doing in these parts? I thought you would be, well, a little bit more further south, to be honest."
Well, since the incidents, I've kind of just been wandering, and I met some really great friends, actually, that you all have to meet, of course. But we're not here on good terms, unfortunately. Bad things have happened.
Oh,
As you can see, there was an elemental that unfortunately met its end.
and your mother would go, but you're not hurt, right? I'm assuming. Well, and seeing an elemental fight like that must have been very bad. You remember to hide and wait for the danger to happen, right?
No, I actually helped take it down because it was gonna hurt everyone here. So, my friends, yes. By the way, I should introduce you to everybody.
Both of her eyes widen as you say this. They look at the elemental and then they look at each other in disbelief of what you are saying. But as you're saying this, are you going to call for the rest of the party and everything?
Yes, I'll try to call them all over.
What are you doing, party of adventurers?
I think we have to go and meet Taurin's parents. I think legally.
Yeah, I think Rexmoa might already be like observing their caravan, if anything.
Yeah,
Probably didn't even realize that Taurin and Galarian were there.
Yeah.
But...
Taurin has 2 dads and 1 mom.
Yeah, so as the people start, moving away, as they all kind of return to more duties of cleaning up and helping, you can see that the town of Two Rivers is a very closely knit town. Everybody's starting to help each other to start with preparations to rebuild the houses or whatever buildings were destroyed. And they kind of leave you alone. Obviously, you are going to be showered in gifts. Everybody's promising you very nice things.
Nick Kipper will remember this.
Yes, everybody's promising you very nice things as they're starting to leave and do that. And you get called by Taurin. You can see her and Galarian speaking to another couple of snow leopards. These ones looking older than her, about the same height as Taurin. Both of them wearing, as I mentioned before, a lot of simpler looking clothing made from more natural materials. You can tell they don't have any fancy weavings or intricate designs, but they are looking more natural than normal clothing is. And as you approach, both father and mother of Galarian look at you guys.
Galarian?
Oh, sorry.
No.
Taurin, my bad. Look at you guys and say,
I mean, they're about to be.
Oh boy.
Wow.
They both look at the party and say, those are your friends? Pleasure to meet you. You can see the father is still trying to keep his, strong and, very proud stance, as the mother just kind of gets close and just kind of shakes her hands, both hands with each of you. As she goes around, she introduces herself. I am Esme, and this is Ulrich, my husband. We are Taurin's parents. I'm assuming you are her friends?
Yeah, I would say that. We've been through thick and thin. She was actually much further south than this when we all met, down in Misspell.
I figured, I know Taurin had she wanted to find her sister and it was going to look for people around in Misspell to see if she could find any information or, any leads that could, take our baby back, but fate has brought us here, and I'm glad to see that she's safe and that all of you have joined her in whatever hardships you've gone through.
Well, I guess introductions are probably in order. I'm Kipper. I'm the party healer. Just also, I think recently I've become the party cook on accident. Kipper looks to Rexmoa, kind of signaling it's his turn.
Yes, indeed. He is a rather good cook. Makes the most out of the little supplies that we tend to carry around. Water's blessings upon you. I am Rexmoa, scholar, soon to be retired, hopefully, and archaeologist. And I look at Taurin and I say, friend of your daughters. You all have done a wonderful job, raising quite an astute child, such as Taurin over here.
Ulrich would laugh at that, and he says, "Yeah, she takes to her father."
I can tell. Good work.
Torna kind of just chuckled to herself.
They will both turn
Ambrose.
to look at Ambrose, expecting.
I will nod my head respectively and say, "Well, it is nice to meet the both of you. I am Ambrose, friend to your daughter. And she has been very good to us, and I hope to repay her kindness in return."
That is a very interesting group of people you're with, Taurin, Esme, the mother would say. Well, I mean, we weren't expecting to be this close to the mountains, but we felt it. We had the call of... We heard the call of nature as this creature, this poor soul, was released. And she gestures at the corpse of the elemental. You can see now that by this point the chanting is continuing, the ritual is going, and you see that the large roots, tendrils that had pierced the earth are slowly retreating into the ground once again. The plant is pulsating with energy, but from the stump that it left, you can see things are slowly starting to bloom out of it.
Aw, that's good. The stump that's like coming out of the river.
Yeah, exactly.
That's just an extra obstacle for the boats to smack on.
And she says, poor thing. It was scared and angry. There was no way you could have, not killed it? She would ask the group.
Unfortunately, it was a... Oh.
Sorry.
It's okay. Oh, we can both start at the same time. Unfortunately,
go ahead.
it was both. It was a situation that required our immediate attention. I can't delve too much into the details, but as much as I respect the course of nature, I'm aware of what an elemental of this level of power could do to a community. And frankly, the people of Two Rivers have treated us well enough, and we made the collective decision to grant a mercy upon the elemental.
It wasn't easy to balance the life of one for the life of the villagers in this town. But it was
What does he look like?
It was a forced... Oh, sorry.
Guilty.
It was a forced birth. It wasn't natural. It was thrown in place here specifically to wreak havoc. It wasn't malign. It just was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Exactly.
She would speak up and say, it should never have been here. And Galarian would add, it shouldn't have. It was a big mistake to bring such a creature into these parts. In fact, we were trying to, well, get rid of the use of this particular elemental in some of the elven cities, and I'm not going to get into that right now. Just know that we were deeply sorry about what we had to do.
Not an easy
Gal-
choice.
Galarian, why don't you introduce yourself with your full title to the lovely parental figures?
She goes, I don't. Is it necessary? She kind of looks at Taurin as he says this.
Just gives him a big grin.
So
Everyone
Galarian,
wants to tell us.
Little fangs and everything, like, yeah, do it.
so Galarian sighs at the grin, and the parents are looking expectantly, and Galarian says, "Well, as your daughter mentioned before, yes, I am Galarian. I am, I am a friend of your daughter. I am also the lord of the elven city of Galrinthir. At your service." And he gives him a very regal bow. The parents look at each other again, and they go, what is a lord doing here? Are you the bodyguards? Where is your caravan of soldiers? Are you helping the people of this town?
More like he's our bodyguard.
Yeah.
As much as we would love to regale you with all the details, I think our time might be better spent, getting to catch up in other ways. Or perhaps we could show you around the town, or you could check out the elemental, or we could help you settle in. Rexmoa just looks
Could
at
make food.
Galarian and like we kind of, I try to kind of like exchange like I don't do magic, but smart person to smart person communication about like, let's be discreet about this and not like go yammering to everyone, even if it is like your potential future in-laws. No pressure.
Galarian kind of notices this, and he just kind of gives you a very subtle nod, and he says, let's not worry about the details right now. Do you need help with anything? We've been helping the town for at least half the night. I see that you have a great number of people in here. If you need any sort of help or anything. And the parents go, well, specifically the dad, Ulrich, goes, "Oh, no, we're... Well, I'm not sure if Taurin told you about it, but we are pretty much nomads now. Our village, our home village, met with a bad fate, and, well, we've been roaming the lands ever since, following the call of nature to wherever it guides us. The world is changing quite a lot. The earth is not happy. The earth suffers. It's very odd what is going on. We thought that instead of rebuilding in the ashes of our own civilizations, we would find a new place. The mountains, well, the mountains are not a safer place anymore.
see.
Were you gonna say something, Dishonor?
Yeah. Now I have two things to say. We had indeed heard from Taurin. And the ground is a bit different nowadays, I'd say. I
Before
believe.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
No, you go. You go.
I believe that there is some issues with Vithius herself. Things that, with everything so chaotic, need to be fixed before the lands can balance themselves out again. Notice I do specifically keep out the part where Vithius is stirring.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I don't say that part. I just say that perhaps Vithius is, having some trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Kipper, you
What
were
time
saying?
of day is it?
It's very early
Dawn.
morning. Very, very early
Ah.
morning. Sunrise.
I used up literally all of my mana. I need to do something to get it back.
You go to a rest.
I mean, we're not in like any immediate, unless you wanted to use a spell for like utility reasons.
I feel like I would just like to refill it just for
Mm-hmm.
safety's sake.
Okay.
Mhm,
Uh,
mhm.
Makes sense.
I guess Kipper could just go and get a bunch of. He now has the money to go and get a bunch of like mana potions.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
I mean,
will
at this rate, the
say-
village might just give it to you.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, I will say the village is kind of busy trying to rebuild. But yeah, I'm pretty sure if you ask around, you might be able to find some. But as you notice while you're having this conversation, people that came in with this caravan, Taurin's people,
Mhm.
are starting to set up tents and their own smaller living quarters, helping the people, giving them food and other necessities, helping cook and prepare things for whoever was unfortunate to lose everything in this attack.
Right.
Oh wow, you guys are fast at setting things up.
The mother Nesme says, yeah, well, when you live on the wilderness, you kind of have to. Plus, a little bit of druidic magic always helps. For now, what we think we're going to do is we're going to remain in this town for a while. We're going to try and use the energy of this fallen elemental to bring peace to this village. And who knows, maybe give them more than what they had before. After all, Taurin, you know that, well, nature always provides, even in these situations.
You're right.
Oh, sorry.
What were you gonna say?
And
Taurin.
Taurin was just gonna ask if she could help. Of course, restore like any of the foliage that may have been damaged from it sprouting. Helping any trees grow, and then of course any flowers, maybe some flower pots and broken pots. Yeah.
The parents would kind of like think about it, but Ulrich would say, maybe you can help us out with some of the rituals and stuff. You do still remember how to cast them, right? I hope you haven't forgotten our prayers and such.
I have first-hand experience that she still remembers them. We may or may not have visited her village a few days ago.
Oh,
Yeah. We did go to
Um,
the mountains to see, but no one was there. I did get the message. I just didn't know where to find you after that point. You could have been anywhere at that, after that. So
mhm. She
that was the main
goes,
concern.
yeah, we apologize for that. We couldn't really do anything. It was a fast decision. The world itself is not doing good. Weird things are happening to nature, and well, we can't really stay in a place where it feels like at any point it's going to crumble or collapse. And
Be unsteady.
mhm.
The balance is broken, which is one reason we are investigating that. That's why we are traveling. So, just kind of give you a heads up while we're all together. I know we're a unique bunch. Little probably jarring, I guess, at first glance, I suppose. She kind of looks at everybody like, oh, yeah, I guess, yeah.
I'm the short, plucky one.
So, I mean,
I'm sorry,
sure,
I had to
you
say
are.
something dumb.
Yeah, that's fine.
The cute and fuzzy. That is the Kip.
Ambrose, to
I will.
your secret question, I will say they don't think anything of it.
Okay, I mean, I guess technically speaking, I didn't really need to whisper that to you, but I don't know.
Correct. That's fine. But yes, as you mentioned this, your parents would look at Taurin, obviously, and say, oh, so where are you headed to? Are you going to leave, or are you staying here as well?
Well, we won't be staying. We do have plans to go elsewhere. We have a couple actually locations we're planning on going to. So we haven't really solidified which one just yet. She says kind of hurriedly, kind of like, I probably shouldn't give that away,
Is it because you're worried that they'll
Giving
hear
them
you're going to
information.
Port Strail, and then they'll be like, why would you go to that place? They're jerks.
I mean, well, Sylvana, would be her main concern. What if they come back and prod questions? You know what I mean? And she doesn't want her family to get involved with that drama. So
Although,
that's, yeah. Go ahead.
I will say that she probably knows we're going to Port Strail just for the fact of that's where, like, well, I guess we could also potentially be going towards Misspell or one of the southern towns.
I mean, the
but,
water
like,
can take you a lot of places.
The
Yeah,
water
I mean,
can take you a lot of places, but I think really logistically the only two places would be Misspell and Port Strail.
I think the
No.
bigger issue is that since Perrin can see that we're speaking to her parents,
that's right.
anything we say to her could be negatively
Used against her in a court of law.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So if we provide any actual information, who knows,
Yeah, don't want that. No.
No, I don't think that'd be necessarily I don't think we necessarily have to avoid saying where we're going, just probably the why.
I have a question for the two of you, mayhaps.
Okay.
Is anyone in your caravan maybe affluent with scrying?
Well, maybe. There's a little bit of everything in here. What do you need this for?
We shouldn't bother them with this. It's important, but it's not important enough to get them involved.
I just don't want you to carry this burden anymore, Ambrose. You've already have multiple other burdens. I can see it's getting too much.
Perhaps Ambrose, just give us a moment, and we'll be right back. Maybe not be an earshot of Ambrose.
Okay, so
As you
you're
ask the
moving.
question.
Who are you moving with, though?
The parents to maybe
Okay.
a little world. Yeah, just
Okay,
kind of
okay,
moving
okay.
them away from Ambrose's,
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
listening
just
range.
drag the parents away a little bit. Okay, got it.
Tracked parents. But yeah,
I'll look away.
Mm-hmm.
no looking, no watching.
All right, and what are you
So-
saying?
Is there anything that can help with someone like scrying magic? Is there any way we can like prevent them from listening or seeing where we're going and what we're doing? We think we have a spy on us.
Hmm. That
That's what
is
you would ask.
that is quite the task, really. I don't know if we can't do something like that. And Ulrich would go, "But we only delve with nature, Taurin. I don't think we can get in the mind of somebody else and help them with that. I'm sorry."
No herbs or anything come to mind, huh? Okay.
Not that I know of, really. What you're asking is quite difficult.
Right. Sorry. Just thought I would ask. Don't worry your head's on it though, okay?
I understand, but what is going on? What is the spy? Why are you being spied on? I don't understand. Help me understand here.
Let's just say a lot's going on right now, and I'll clear everything up later. When we come back. If you're here at this village, I'll clear it all up later. Promise.
And Esme would look at Ulrich and say, "She's already made it this far. I don't see why not to trust her." And he goes, "Yeah, are you going to try and come back with Mina? Have you heard anything of her? Something like any lead?"
Sadly, nothing yet.
He nods and he says, I just hope she's all right.
Same.
Please find her. Even if it's too late." And you see Esme just kind of stops him and just kind of, pats him, and she turns at you and says, I know you'll find her.
We will. Just gotta keep believing, Dad, okay?
Ulrich would nod at this, and he says, "All right, well, let's not sour the mood, okay? We've been meeting your friends and your royal friend." Yeah.
About him. Yes. He's a little bit more than a friend, to be honest. And yeah, I mean, depending
Yeah,
how
just
it
take that one
goes.
there.
So we might have a little bit more to talk about on our next visit. Just saying.
Father just kind of, he's kind of a little bit shocked about this, and he says, "Oh, okay." The mother also pats him and says, We can discuss that later. It's that's quite a that is a big important person, Taurin. I'm just,
I know.
I'm happy with your choices. I
Hmm?
don't want this to be anything bad for you, a lord or not. I support what you're going to do.
Thank you. I'm happy. That's all that matters,
I-
right?
I sense a but in their subconscious.
And they both nod at you. You can tell like Ulrich is kind of like wanting to say more about this. It's just kind of glaring like at the group, especially at Galarian, of course. And he's just like, but he's kind of like taking it chill because Esme is just kind of holding him from not saying a lot. And he goes, yeah, it's all right. It's your choice. That is an elven lord. No, you know what? I'm not going to think about it. It's your life. You've grown. You are strong and independent, and you've already left your home, and you're trying to do good. You're trying to find your sister, and you've gone far. So I shouldn't question you. Whatever you feel like is best, it will be good for us. And Esme would nod at this as well. And Ulrich would add, although, next time, perhaps maybe not royalty, maybe.
If there is a next time, we'll see about that. I kind of like this one.
You can see like he's like gritting his teeth and he goes, okay, all right. You should go back to them then. They're probably wondering why we're aside. Let's go. And she gives you an awkward pat on the shoulder.
All right, catch up later. And she'll head back to the group.
You can see that both the parents would they will argue a little bit as you are leaving, and then they will eventually like settle on something that you guys don't know, and they'll just go back to helping with the chanting of this ritual.
Valerian's gonna take Taurin's surname.
I mean, maybe.
Take both names. Call it good.
And yeah, as you go back to the group, Galarian says, "Everything all right? What's with the parents? Are they all right?"
And she'll just kind of like have a big old grin on her face, like, "Oh yeah, everything's perfectly fine. No worries." Unfortunately, she'll look to Kip and go, "There's unfortunately nothing that they can help with at this time." Sadly.
I mean, I knew it was a long shot. It's like an entirely different branch of,
Magic.
spells.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's not really just that. It's the fact the person we're dealing with is the one more experienced than anyone else in the entire world.
I mean, he's the one most openly. There might be some hidden people with equal power to him. Or maybe we need 3 relatively powerful people that together would be able to defeat Perrin. I don't want to see this run on for very long. You already have to find your master. It would have been easier if it had been one of the 3 of us versus you. You already put that emotional burden on yourself in different aspects. This isn't your fault.
I shouldn't have trusted him. That's all there is to it. We're simply doing what we can until we find something that works. And right now, our best bet is Port Australia.
Right.
Yeah.
I do have some potions. Hang on. She kind of rummaged through her bag. We can always try this potion of file of something, or I don't know. It could do something. Yeah.
I mean,
It could
maybe.
try. It could do something, maybe. I mean, it's all up to you, Ambrose, if you want to try this, of course. And she'll kind of like hold it out.
I don't think I'll be chugging a random potion, thank you.
Okay. Just it's a thought, just in case.
Kipper is now thinking about the gifts, but also I guess Kipper, as like conversation is happening, Kipper's just helping collect debris and more checking in to see how people are doing. Because even though he has the spells to do stuff, he also actually has a little bit of like just patching up medical knowledge, not like trained from anybody, but just from like patching people up from his little urchin family. So can I do a casualty check? Or do we, I guess Kipper could ask.
What are you trying to look for specifically? Just people to heal, or what's that?
Well, not necessarily heal, but at least patch up, because I only have 2 mana. Like I'm limited in my capacity.
Okay.
But like I can at least roll. I'm not spending anything each time that I'm like tending to people. But unrelated to what Kipper wants to do, I do just want to know how much, like, has anyone died in town due to this?
I will say there may be a couple casualties, not many, because the attack was not as big as it could have been. There's a lot of injured people, yes. But if you just give me a random medicine check, I will see about you going and trying to heal people. Not heal, but like, you know, first aid people, pretty much.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I guess people will have to be buried. Might there still be people stuck in rubble?
No, that's what Rexmoa and the gang were helping with. As I said, just give me a medicine check and we'll go with that.
Okay. Medicine me this, medicine man.
That is you. You are the medicine
your
man.
Bones. Yeah, bones, juice.
All right. Wow. With that roll, I can tell you that you get to work. You set down your things and pull out bandages and other sorts of solutions and salves, and you go to where the people were that were injured. You can tell that the citizens of Two Rivers have a very basic knowledge about first aids and stuff like that. They probably resort to people who have more knowledge than them, but they may be busy tending to others or helping rebuild, who knows. So you get to work, Kipper, and you spend some time getting to heal people. And your efforts are greatly noticed, and the people's morale is starting to get a lot higher from what you've been doing.
This must seem amazing to them, though, because it's like, okay, the elemental just appeared stinking early in the morning, and then it just crazy damage, and then like we just start zapping it with lightning and bears appear.
Correct.
And then like it passes away, and then all of a sudden there's like a caravan of traveling nomads that are just like chanting and making like all the tentacles go back into the ground, and there's flowers coming up everywhere, and they're just like that's a lot. That's a lot to process as normal villager.
This all happened in the middle of the night where most people were just asleep and they didn't even know.
Yeah. I guess Kipper would also just get into chit chat with the people that he's healing.
Yeah, totally. You can totally do that. Are you looking for anything specific?
No, it's just an active role. You know?
Then yeah, I mean, as I said, it is just the people that you've been healing and everything like that. I mean, as I said, you've been helping.
I'm assuming that mostly just seeing lacerations, broken bones, concussions.
Exactly.
Understood.
Yep.
And Kipper would give lollipops, but he doesn't have any.
Lollipop.
And he doesn't have Nurse Jory. Poor, like Nurse Jory.
That is true. He doesn't
Watching
have
from
it.
a distance.
Maybe. Who knows? He may still be around. Who knows?
Yeah. Kipper said in the previous episode that he could feel Jury's eyes from the distance. So I feel like he's just wandering in the distance, but he's keeping an eye on us.
Yeah, good. Yeah, I mean, what is the rest of the people what are the rest of the people doing?
I asked Taurin, so is there like a head shaman in your tribe, or perhaps someone who would be most in tune with the waters of the world?
Oh. There are a couple elders actually. I didn't see them in the in the front of the group. Maybe they're still behind, possibly?
You would see sorry, no, continue. My bad.
It's like, I was just gonna say, I was gonna like ask around, but if you have something to add, I might have to change that plan.
I mean, I was about to say that, like, they are just. You would have known that the people chanting is probably where you would find her.
Okay. Well, I'll go see if I can consult with them. You all may not worship or be aware of the Titans, but perhaps we can find some commonality. After all, nature itself is their domain.
Correct.
And I will go walk towards the chanting. I also add, I promise not to leave a bad impression.
Yeah, you would see
Good
a
idea.
lot of people looking, sitting down in a meditation pose. Most of them are chanting, getting the ritual continued. And I mean, what you can see is that one of them is clearly an older female as well, that is closer to the elemental.
Hail, friends. I am Rexmoa, and this is my companion, Archibald. Water's blessings upon you.
She just opens her eyes and sees, just gives you a nod, and she says, "Hail, what can I help you with?"
You all commune with nature, correct? With the earth, the skies, and the waters?
Yes, we do.
I have a request. The waters of these lands, what have they had to say as of late?
Well, we are not in tune with the waters that much as it is the earth, but are you looking for any specifics, perhaps?
How do I describe this? I am searching for someone, let's say. Someone very much in tune with the oceans and the rivers. And I suspect she might be searching out in the world as well for someone. And I would like to help.
What could this be? Tell me, and I'll see about helping you.
Are you all familiar with Ixis, the great eel of the waters?
We've heard the tales, yes.
Yes. She carved out our rivers and lakes and connected all of us through the waters which she resides in. And, well, let's say for spiritual reasons, I just simply wish to commune with her as well. And I think a different perspective might be helpful. I know we may not see, how would you say, the world in the same way, but we all still inhabit it, and we all pull our own truths from it. I would like to hear your truth.
If you're looking for the gods, I'm afraid we don't really delve too much in the godly affairs. We are the vows of nature, and we try to keep our people in our element.
And your element is of the earth?
Yes, but also whatever the gods have planned for us, I am sure their decision is for the better. We do not like to meddle in their affairs.
I suppose I can understand that perspective. Well, thank you all for entertaining my request, at least.
You're welcome, and I hope whatever tragedy has happened here is solved soon. If these are your people.
Well, anybody who walks these lands and swims in these waters are my people. I hope that some fortune can be born of this misfortune. I mean, life is a cycle. And although the elemental that once resided here is no longer, perhaps they can live on in other ways.
She nods and she turns back to look at the elemental where she's chanting, and she says, "Be careful with the knowledge that you seek. Being involved with godly affairs can be a great burden."
Rexmoa feels the weight of his armlet and how it rests upon his skin. And he mumbles a little bit. No kidding. And he wishes them well, and I suppose they'll start walking back, but he might take the long way and just observe Taurin's people and their customs.
Yeah, you can see that, like, the more advanced, kind of powerful, I would say, druids are doing the chanting, Some are on the older side of things. They are clearly like, you know, the more experienced ones, while the younger ones are tending to the people, helping with the cooking and setting up tents and stuff. It's kind of like how they're like, you know, organized at this moment.
And Rexmoa, just like while observing Taurin's people, just thinks about druids and their magic, and then his magic and how he interacts with the world and the elements, and wonders, I guess, like where the line is. What is truly the difference between what we practice? And also just thinks about Ixis, the great eel, and how she has yet to reveal her champion.
True. So, anything else that you guys are doing in town for the moment?
Yeah, where is Ambrose right now?
Around?
He's round.
He's round. Well, it would have been with
He
the.
wasn't like that.
He's rolling
before.
around.
You would have been with the group because you already introduced yourself to the parents, so everybody's kind of like, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, around.
So,
He's round.
But what do you want to do with his roundness?
I want to roll him down the hill.
Aren't you busy
Oh.
helping people?
well,
I can think
Kipper
about
is
it with
helping
my
people.
mind.
Oh my god.
I'm speaking as a player, not as a character.
Yeah,
This
it
is
is.
little brother syndrome.
It is a matter of Taurin and Kipper. What? No, sorry, not Kipper. Ambrose and Taurin. What are you guys doing?
I'm just worming my way into your
No.
brain right now.
No.
If Galarian is free, I
Uh-huh.
would like to speak with him momentarily.
Sure
Okay,
thing. What are
Steve.
you telling Galarian?
I'll walk up to him and, you know, just quietly speak up to him to catch his attention and say, it probably doesn't mean much, but I wish to apologize for the actions taken against you.
Against me? What do you mean?
Both us and your people, we seem to have made things more difficult for you. And to make matters worse, it seems like the council will have it out for you from now on.
Well, sometimes that is the case when you do the right thing, isn't it?
Yes, that seems to be a constant in this world. But
But you don't have to apologize. I mean, if something, I am the one who should apologize for the behavior of my people towards, well, all of you.
Fortunately for you, you seem to be on our side. So, I think it's better that you're with us than how much your apology matters. You being here, I think that says enough.
I couldn't
wished-
let you all alone after knowing what I know. That is why I'm concerned about returning. But I won't think about that right now. I will see you safe to your next destination, then I'll continue with my own affairs.
You risked a lot for us, and on behalf of my friend, my family, I wish to properly thank you.
He would give you a bow and says, "Oh, I appreciate the thought, and I hope I can be of help now that fate has put me in your party."
And she is then to say,
I was about to say, she speaks up and she sounds a little cold. I always thought elves were the most compassionate towards nature. How could elves all accept using innocent elementals like that? Are there more captive like that? Galarian nods at this and he says, yes. Unfortunately, as I mentioned before, sometimes people do stuff that is not good. While this one was definitely altered, there are more than these. Yes.
every country has its secrets, and I think the war between nations are only going to make things worse.
It is unfortunate, but now that there's nobody there to let them reason, I fear that we're going into a very, very bad path. And this only would mean bad things for not just our people, but everybody. She says, it's still wrong. If it wasn't stuck in this jar, she lets out a frustrated sound before quieting. Galarian nods and says, I would gladly ask for your help if you weren't stuck in that jar. Trust me, it's one of the things I've been wanting to change, but I'm outnumbered.
I will admit, the idea of the elementals disturbs me. But what disturbs me more is the fact they bring it elsewhere to an innocent village just to see their goal true.
That is unfortunately the tyrannical ways of the other members of the council. I truly wish it wouldn't have gone in this direction. We could have solved this with a lot different ways, but they only see others as prey almost.
And yet, at the end of the day, we're falling right into the trap of the cultifier. Exactly what they want, and we just keep on giving it to them.
I wish I could change it, but it seems that every time we try, they're just always one step ahead. Chiwood says, that woman knew very well she needs to be stopped eventually. She sighs. I suppose everything in its time. Forgive me, I don't mean to cause you more guilt. And Galarian would reply, Oh, don't worry. I already feel enough guilt as is. But yes, I sincerely hope that her judgment will come soon. And hopefully, we can return the elven people to a better state than it was before.
Fully understand. This will do nothing to ease your mind. But tradition is what marked this, not you. And it's hard to get rid of tradition. I think
know.
you, Valerian, are plenty fine. The fact that you're making any effort, the fact that you've shown us empathy, I think that's enough.
I appreciate all of your words, really. And as I said, I will try and help you with whatever I can. Though right now I'm not a lord for the time being, but another simple person just trying to make a difference.
And things have calmed down. Things are better. Perhaps that you can be our host once more.
I hope so. For now, we should think about what is next. What is the destination? What is our next move?
I believe Kipper gave you the basics some time ago. But we are intending to head to Port Strail. Hopefully, something there can stop Perrin from seeing through me.
We do know that there is some sort of interference in there. Perhaps it could be the way, yes. That is certainly a good idea, although Strail is, for us, a very unknown land. We don't know what may happen there. We don't even know if we're going to be treated in a good manner. Are you sure you're ready to face whatever is in that town?
I don't believe you know this, but that is where I was born. I cannot claim I know it as well as someone who lives there today would, but I remember the basics. I doubt any of us will be held in high esteem, speaking from experience.
Glenn nods and he says, well, at least we have somebody that can guide us in there. And I just hope things in there are not as bad as everywhere else. There is a reason why they're keeping the secrets, right?
What I know about Port Strail, I'm not sure that knowledge would even have anything to do with the secrets they may have, or for why they're stopping interference with Scribe. I simply know a bit about how they have their power, and a bit about the people that live there.
He nods and he goes, well, at this point, I'm just going to hope nobody recognizes me and just thinks I'm just any random citizen. And, well, that is why I'm kind of not keen to revealing my identity too much. If that's okay with you, I may have to find an alias or some other name to go by. Or perhaps I'm just not going to speak much.
Having something might be a good idea. I'm unsure if the people there would recognize you. After all, most people there are human and tend to stay there. Avoid going out unless they're merchants.
Yes, that may be so. Good. We'll think about this later. I'm pretty sure everybody's tired. After all, I did wake you up in the middle of the night, and well, it wasn't the most pleasant of evenings either. So I'd say we gather with everybody and figure out what to do next.
I'll nod, and those that are here can probably notice that while Ambrose is speaking his normal stoic self, the energy lines that are normally a nice golden hue have kind of dulled and are not nearly as vibrant anymore. It is definitely tired.
Mm-hmm. And as you guys reach the rest of the group, and you guys are figuring out what to do. Actually, no. I'm gonna ask you this: what are you guys doing as a collective after seeing everything happening? Because something's about to happen. But you let me know first if you guys have anything you want to do.
Nope. I have 2 mana. I
Okay.
need less than 2 mana.
You need less?
Like it's
More.
You need
Less-
more.
I need more than 2 mana. Negative 8.
0.
Also gifts. Did we get any?
I will
Oh.
give you that after what is going to happen.
Dun, dun, dun.
Okay,
So,
I'm assuming it's not
um,
gonna be another fight. Kipper
So
ain't
yeah, the
built
plant
for
elemental
that.
is alive, by the way. No, I'm just kidding.
Why
Yeah.
did you jinx us?
Yeah, Sylvana came back, but now she has Wolverine claws.
And 2 plant elementals right there.
Yeah, and she has robot legs now.
Actually, as
Wow.
you guys are chilling around, trying to figure out what to do and trying to rest, can everybody give me a perception check?
Perception.
Okay.
I'll hit the right one this time.
6.
Okay. Okay.
There we go.
Let me perceive. Let me perceive.
Okay. Oh damn. Okay.
I
That's
perceive.
so freezing.
Nice.
Okay. Taurin and Kipper specifically. The rest of you are a little bit busy with your own thinking and your own doings. Kipper and Taurin specifically. You catch a glance of something moving as you are all thinking about what to do next and where to go. And Kipper specifically, you're moving around with your friends along the village. As I said, you're all kind of like discussing, hey, what we should do next and blah 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 blah. When you are the only one that noticed that there is somebody else with the group that has joined. And in fact, you are the first one to turn around and see
It's Theo.
your lovely wizard friend, Theodric.
Ah,
Listening
yeah.
to your conversation as he just kind of looks around a little nervous, as he usually is.
I'm just gonna like give him a little. I'm gonna like jump up and give him a little pap on the back of the head. I'm like, oi, don't feel the need to be so sneaky around us.
Yeah, he goes, ow. And now with that, everybody like is able to hear him now. And turn around
Yeah.
and seeing that like Theodric is just like walking along your group. He just kind of like started walking with you guys from out of nowhere seemingly. And he goes, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't want to interrupt you're talking. I was coming by and, well, I couldn't really show myself with everything going on. I'm glad everybody's alright.
I assume you saw what happened then.
Well, I saw a bit, yes.
Did you see it while it was happening, is the question?
I think I saw enough to know, well, the bad things that are happening. So, yeah, I guess. Well, I came here with some news, of course. Why don't we take a seat to discuss all of this? And they find like a random spot where they could sit. And to have everybody on like a closed off group. Theo would already kind of be looking at Galarian, a little bit cautious, but not really making any comments or anything like that. Because after all, I mean, he's quote unquote new at the group, and his last encounter with him was not the greatest.
Yeah, he was very, very suspicious when Galarian met him.
Correct. So he's a
And
little
honestly,
bit...
he was still suspicious of Theo as well, which did not help Theo's first impression.
So yeah, he's understandably cautious about this. So now, as you all sit down, just kind of in a quiet place, a little bit away from everybody, he says, "Well, Ambrose, I have news. Whether good or bad, that depends on you. I was able to feel traces of your mentor. I can't really see the specific place where he is, but it all leads to the coast. He is either moving fast or he doesn't want to be found. Well, whatever it is, I think you're all heading in the right direction."
It's so strange. It seems I'm always just following his footsteps. I wonder why. Maybe he's thinking the same thing that we are. His idea of what to do is similar. Or perhaps we are similar.
Maybe that is the case.
Is there anything else that...
Unfortunately, no. As I said, I was able to sense him, but there's something about him. It's not normal. I just hope that whatever it is that you're trying to find is, well, what you're looking for and not something like that. Something very dangerous for all of you. You have a task at hand, and well, you're already halfway there.
What's going on with my mentor has always been more than I can handle. It's never been something that I could have handled on my own. I've only realized that recently. This entire time I've been searching for him, trying to figure things out on my own. But whatever caused him to be like this, it's never been something that I would have been able to fix. I'm a swordsman. That's all I know. I would have never been able to undo a curse. Now I know it's irreversible anyway.
Mhm. As for this place, well, unfortunately, that's the way that these High Lords have always been. And Theo looks at Galarian, a little apologetic. Oh, most of them, sorry. There are a few who somehow managed to keep themselves from becoming completely engulfed by their own narcissism. And you can see Galarian kind of lift an eyebrow at him, but after he just kind of corrects himself, he just gives him a little nod. Theo laughs at this, a little bit awkward, and he says, well, I know a thing or two. Believe it or not, before I put on these traveling robes and boots a long time ago, I was part of such a group, a high mage in a royal council, along with a good friend, and accomplished warrior, and a third, a king of many centuries. He kind of rubs the back of his head, laughing awkwardly again. At some point, I thought myself higher and more knowledgeable than the people we used to rule over. And, well, that was my folly. He looks around at everybody around him. Knowledge, intellect, all the spells, reading tome after tome, all well and good, but what is all that without wisdom? It just, all of it goes down the proverbial drain. And, well, I was not about to gain any wisdom sitting at the council room, ignorant of the world and what's good and bad within it. He kind of slumps down on his seat a little bit and just kind of scratch a little bit of his beard, looking thoughtful. Eventually I had to leave, noble or not, leaving behind my position as the High Council's mage. What use was my title when I knew little of how to make an actual change in the world? How could I even think to bring balance and peace to a world I hardly knew a thing about? I learned from the very start that the life of a wanderer was rough and harsh, especially on a person like me. I was used to all the luxuries. I was a mage, not the strongest in terms of body. I've spent most of my life in towers, libraries, eating and sleeping like a noble. My companion, however, she was remarkable. I would say a genuine force to be reckoned with. You can see he shows a smile as he recalls and says these words. Believe me, I wouldn't have survived my few years as an outlander if it wasn't for her survival skills and protection. Well, my magic I've learned from books. Theories aplenty, tomes, almost endless. But very little use against the harshness of the world. Especially once, well, my mana would run dry. I am where I am, not due to my own struggles and accomplishments, but from learning and listening to others, taking into account their thoughts and the wisdom. Something I would never have if I'd remain in the lofty city with its beautiful gilded towers. You can see he stays quiet and he looks a little lost in his thoughts, but then he decides to speak as well. It's very rare to have higher-ups who care about the people and wish solely for their betterment. Sylvana, Perrin, even the dwarves, the Dwarven King, they all believe what they're doing is for the best of the world, the best of the people, in whatever warped point of view they have. But none are really willing to put their own life at stake. But you, he points at Galarian, you took the risk of losing your position, your following, even the seat at the council. It's a harsh reality that, well, more often than not, the ones trying to do right, the ones that are trying to make the world a better place, well, they get bitten in the ass. Sorry, excuse my vulgar expressions. My companion, she was the same way. And in the end, it cost her quite a lot. As for me, however, I might be a little selfish when it comes to self-preservation. He leans back a little in his seat and shakes his head. Forgive me, your encounter just brought my own memories. And somehow, I seem to trust you all enough to let these lips flap a bit more loosely than usual. But I thank you for trusting me. I know it's nothing simple, but I appreciate what you're doing. All of you.
Your words mean a lot, I must admit. I find myself struggling daily with whether or not what I am doing is correct, whether it be the right path, if I'm even helping anyone. I'm helping myself. It's only because of the people around me that I've started to realize that perhaps I have made the correct choice. A choice that benefits not only me, but those around me. I think you've done well. I don't think you've made a mistake. Sometimes life just makes us have to choose certain decisions. And as long as we grasp for what we can, I think that's good enough.
He smiles at your words and he stands up and just kind of dusts his like cloak and like his robes off a little bit, and he goes, "Well, don't let me stop you too much. We all have our own things to do. So what's next?"
I look at the rest of the party and repeat the possible solution to our problems. Forge trail, I believe. Unless we've figured something else.
Yes, I concur. Though, I will admit, I am kind of fascinated by these automatons that I've heard of. I'm also just, yeah, I'm reading through the Port Trail travel guide and doing some last minute research, absorbing all the knowledge into my brain.
Mm-hmm.
Good. We'll need somebody to know the way, at least.
Well, I don't know much about them. I really haven't traveled that far. But I guess we're about to find out.
Regarding automatons, I know some of it. It might be a bit different nowadays, though. I hear they're using a new power source. Which, I don't know much about that one, unfortunately. I've heard a couple of tales about this thing that they've started using. An invention that they came by. It's something called a stratagem. I will admit I do not know how it works, but I believe it's the cause for why they're so advanced nowadays. Originally, they focused mostly on coal and fuel, even using wind or some manner of lightning. That's how everything was powered.
Smart. I appreciate the use of the elements there.
Well, maybe it's a technology that they're not really ready to show the rest. Perhaps it can be used for great evil, maybe.
Well, before I left Port Trail, stratagems was something that I had never heard of. It was only once I was traveling alone that I even heard rumors about it.
Well, whatever it may be, we've better keep a low profile and try and just find the answers to our questions. Maybe somebody over there can help us.
Whatever it is more reliable than the previous power sources. Originally, technology there was prone to not working at times.
She says, hopefully with all this strange and new technology. Even Galarian speaks and he says, well, the things that we've heard is that they only make smaller constructs, just things to help household chores and all of that. Maybe they've developed more advanced things, but as I said, even us with the power of scrying, our council could not see through these interferences.
When I lived there, the power sources, technology, it was there to advance their civilization, to promote growth for the humans first. But I think the stratagems are probably strong enough to power something. Something that may be capable of use as a weapon. So it's
things
King
don't-
Duck's turn.
Things
Sorry,
don't
go ahead.
naturally grow. No, you go. You're good. Taurin would ask, so things don't naturally just grow? It has to be... Is it the land barren? Is that why they needed this technology? Like, maybe I missed that part.
They rely on fishing a lot. It's mostly that technology allows them to grow faster than any other place could. With human saints, they are knowledgeable in things that other places aren't. Technology has allowed their civilization to be strong in their own way, even without the benefit of something like, say, the Dwarven settlement, or even the Elven Council, who had the mines and the nature itself to rely on.
Okay. Very interesting.
Well, Galarian would speak up and say, well, I guess that we should try and get some rest and then perhaps ask around if we can get a boat there. I feel like that is our best bet for traveling. I would not like to travel by foot. Many things could happen. Who knows if there are more elven brigades out there.
There's just too many aspects now. It's not just the elves, it's also the dwarves, and now it's also the cult of fire. I'm sure we'll find a new party of people that don't like us in Port Strail. I can understand your caution. And I also feel it necessary to apologize that we've kind of busted your chops over the course of the entire time that we've known you.
Oh, don't worry about that. It wasn't all bad. And he says, looking at Taurin,
I would agree. It hasn't all been bad. No.
she says, let's not forget the hags.
I like to forget about the hags.
And Galarian, as he hears about this, says, hags, more issues with hags? Did you get in trouble with one of them? Perhaps you... Did anybody here took a deal with the hag?
We actually slayed one outside of your city. Before we left your city, we did slay the one that was, not eating people, but definitely killing them. That's how we met Chi.
Chi says, I cannot, considering my fate is tied to their defeat. And to that, Galarian, he kind of nods and says, I didn't want to well, be too obvious about asking about your condition, but I thank you for letting me know now.
The second hag, technically 1.5 hags. We fought 2.5 in total. The second hag made us fight a goose, but like a 2-story tall goose.
A demonic goose.
It was
awful.
it was very
Demonic
large. It was very honking.
You're going to have to tell me this tale in detail. Sounds like a very odd encounter.
Goose of unusual size, I don't believe they exist.
It wasn't a honk, it was a roar. It haunts me just thinking about it.
Yeah, I don't really have fond memories of Mornstead. That town had a lot wrong with it in that moment when we were there.
I mean, we met Ottoman, and he was pretty rad. I still worry about him. I'm probably going to use up the rest of my mana to see if he's okay.
Oh, you mean Roy? I imagine Roy's okay.
Was his name Rory?
Roy.
Roy, yes.
Roy. Okay, sorry.
Roy.
We
Roy.
killed the hags that
Rory.
were tampering with that town, so hopefully the magics that they casted will go away.
But, I mean, if he stays a little bit odder for the rest of his life, I mean, like, obviously, us in the group have been a little bit more not human-shaped and turned out fine. Although if I, like, woke up tomorrow as a human, I probably would also have a mental breakdown. So, you know, it's the mental aspect I'm worried about.
You have had a lot of interesting adventures. I cannot say I've imagined something like that ever happening, but I'm definitely willing to hear all your tales. However, I do have to press. We should probably do it on the road.
I think that might be prudent. I might just try and buy something before we leave. Or buy something on the road. Buy something from someone quickly.
Honestly, what do you expect? When we first met, we had just survived something, whatever that creature was.
I do remember. Well, anyways, how about you go and do what you need to do around town, and I will try to find us some transport.
I like transport. I hope we take boat.
Right.
Boat
then
is fun.
We'll do that. And Galarian would stand up and just start looking around to see if he can find somebody. Theodric was just listening to it, just kind of amused by your conversation.
You said you had some shopping you wanted to do, Kipper. What exactly were you looking for?
Well, I mean, one of the things, dang nabbit, what are they called? Mana potions. That would be beneficial. And I might need to stop by a jeweler or a blacksmith, someone that might carry precious stones.
Yes, I should probably visit someone who holds some amount of weaponry, maybe a huntsman.
I'd imagine probably someone who makes armor would probably be near someone who works with leather.
So
Yeah.
If
that
they
work.
have something like that, yeah. I need to purchase javelins.
Oh, yeah.
So as you guys
Javelins are
were,
not leather.
as you guys stand up to start searching for the stuff, we're going to end the session right there because that's all the time that we have.
For now.
Yeah, for now, that is true. I do have to get up early tomorrow because I am going on a small trip. So, that's what it's going. I hope that's why I have to end.
Going
Yeah.
on a trip.
Safe travels.
Thank you. So, we're going
And
to
safe
say-
travels to us next time.
Yes. So
We'll be
we're
safe.
gonna say goodbye to the people watching the VODs on the YouTube. Goodbye.
Good night.
Bye, Bot Squad.
Good morning.
Bye-bye.
Hope you guys have a good one.